If your crochet still looks like something off your grandma's couch from 1985, stick around, because that's about to change. I'm going to show you crochet home decor that looks like it came straight out of a $5,000 apartment, and I promise, none of it is complicated. We're talking blankets, wall hangings, pillow covers, baskets, even lampshades. Stuff you can make with stitches you probably already know how to do. The secret isn't some fancy pattern nobody's heard of. It's a handful of small choices that most people get completely wrong, and once you see them, you're going to notice them everywhere. Okay, so here's the problem. A lot of crochet home decor looks cheap, not because crochet itself looks cheap, but because of the choices people make when they're crocheting it. You've probably seen it, a blanket made with the wrong yarn that looks scratchy and stiff instead of soft and heavy. A wall hanging with 10 different colors fighting each other instead of working together, a pillow cover that looks lumpy because it was never finished properly. These aren't beginner mistakes either. Plenty of people who've been crocheting for years still fall into this trap because nobody ever tells them why their stuff looks homemade instead of high-end. And that word, homemade, it's not a bad thing, but there's a difference between something that looks handmade with love and something that looks like it was made in a rush with whatever yarn was on sale. The good news is, once you know what separates the two, you can fix it in almost every single project you make from now on. So let's start with the biggest one, and that's yarn choice. This is where almost everyone goes wrong, and it's not really their fault, because cheap acrylic yarn is everywhere, and it's the easiest thing to grab. But here's the thing, acrylic yarn, especially the cheaper kind, has this shine to it that reads as plastic. It doesn't drape well, it doesn't have weight, and it photographs in a way that just screams craft store. Now compare that to something like cotton, wool, or a cotton blend. These yarns have weight to them. They fall differently. They catch light in a softer way. When you pick up a blanket made from a nice cotton or wool blend, it feels substantial in your hands, like it actually cost something. That feeling translates visually too. People can look at a photo of a crochet piece and somehow sense that it feels expensive, even without touching it. And a huge part of that comes down to the yarn you started with. You don't need the most expensive yarn on the market, you just need to move away from the shiny, thin, plastic-feeling stuff and towards something with a bit of texture and weight to it. Next, let's talk about color, because this might be the single fastest way to make anything look more expensive without changing a single stitch. Most crochet projects that look cheap have too many colors doing too many different things. Bright red next to bright yellow next to bright blue, all competing for attention. It's fun, it's cheerful, but it doesn't read as high-end. Expensive-looking home decor almost always sticks to a limited color story. Think creams, warm browns, soft grays, muted greens, maybe one deeper accent color like a rust or a deep green. When you look at home decor in magazines or in those aesthetic home accounts online, notice how the colors all feel like they belong in the same room, even if the pieces are completely different. That's not an accident. That's someone choosing a small handful of colors and sticking to them across every project. So if you're making a pillow cover, a blanket, and a wall hanging for the same space, try picking 2 or 3 colors max and using them across everything. It instantly makes a room feel put together instead of a bunch of random projects thrown in the same space. Now let's get into texture, because this is where crochet actually gets to show off. A flat, plain stitch can look nice, but texture is what makes something look intentional and expensive. Think about stitches that create bumps, ridges, or a really thick, chunky look. Things like the bobble stitch, the moss stitch, or even just switching to a thicker yarn with bigger stitches. Chunky textured crochet has this cozy, high-end feel to it, because it looks substantial. It looks like effort went into it. Compare a thin, flat granny square blanket to a big, chunky, textured throw made with thick yarn and simple stitches. The chunky one almost always wins, and it's usually easier to make too, because bigger stitches mean fewer of them. Let's talk about specific pieces now, because I want you to actually picture these in your own space. Starting with the classic, the throw blanket. This is probably the easiest entry point into expensive-looking crochet decor. Skip the bright multicolor granny square look for a second and try a chunky blanket in a single neutral color, maybe a soft oatmeal or a warm taupe, made with a simple textured stitch like the moss stitch or a basic ripple. Fold it over the arm of a couch or drape it over the back of a chair, and it instantly looks like something from a home decor catalog. The trick here is keeping the stitch simple but making the yarn thick and the color calm. That combination alone does most of the work. Next up, wall hangings. These have become huge in home decor because they add texture to a wall without needing a bunch of frames or art. A crochet wall hanging made with cream or off-white yarn, maybe with a wooden dowel at the top, some simple fringe at the bottom, instantly looks like something you'd find in a boutique store. The key here is restraint. You don't need 10 different stitch patterns crammed into one piece. Pick 1 or 2 simple techniques, keep the color neutral, and let the fringe and the dowel do the finishing work. A lot of people overcomplicate wall hangings, but the simple ones are almost always the ones that look the most expensive. Pillow covers are another huge one, and this is where blocking becomes really important, which I'll get into more in a second. A textured pillow cover in a chunky stitch in a neutral tone instantly upgrades a couch. The mistake people make here is using yarn that's too thin, which makes the pillow look flat and a little sad. Go thicker, go textured, and keep the color simple, maybe just 1 color or 2 colors that are really close to each other on the color wheel. Table runners and playmats are a smaller project, but they make a huge difference in how a dining space feels. A simple crochet table runner in a natural cotton yarn, maybe with a little bit of an open lacy stitch, adds so much texture to a table without looking cluttered. This is one of those pieces where cotton yarn especially makes a difference because it has that crisp, clean look that polyester or acrylic just can't replicate. Baskets are another one people don't think about enough. Chunky crochet baskets made with really thick yarn or even yarn combined with rope or cord look incredible holding blankets, plants, or magazines. They have this sturdy, structural look that feels more like a design piece than a craft project. And that's because the thickness and structure of the yarn does most of the visual work. And then there's the smaller stuff, coasters, plant hangers, even lampshade covers. These are the little details that tie a whole room together, and honestly, they're some of the fastest projects you can make. A set of matching coasters in your chosen color palette sitting on a coffee table makes the whole space look considered instead of thrown together. Now here's the moment that actually changes everything, the one thing that ties every single tip together, and it's something almost nobody talks about, and that's blocking. If you've never blocked a crochet piece before, this is going to be the biggest difference you'll ever see in your work. Blocking is basically wetting or steaming your finished piece and then shaping it so it dries flat, even, and smooth. Crochet, especially with certain stitches, comes off the hook a little uneven, a little curly at the edges, a little wonky in places. That's normal, but when you block it, all of that unevenness disappears. The stitches even out, the edges lay flat, and the whole piece just looks clean and finished instead of homemade. I remember the first time I actually blocked a piece properly instead of skipping that step, and it was almost shocking how different it looked. Same yarn, same stitches, same pattern, but suddenly it looked like something you'd pay real money for instead of something made on a Tuesday night in front of the TV. This one step is the difference between crochet that looks like a craft project and crochet that looks like a finished, professional piece of home decor. If you take nothing else from this video, take that. Pick your yarn carefully, keep your colors simple, add texture where you can, and always, always block your finished pieces. So to bring it all